Well, I'm Julie, and this is my sister Carrie, and we are co-owners and founders of A Natural Shift. And we're excited to actually be in person today because we don't get to do that very often. And we love being able to do that together. So we want to spend just a little bit of time with you today talking about the new community that we have developed. We are super excited about this. And really, it's all about making yourself a priority and together making health a habit again, because I think we've gotten a little bit away from that. And honestly, community is everything. We were not meant to do life alone, right? God created us to be in community with each other. So before we dive into the specifics of the community and what that entails, I think it's important that we look back at and give you guys a little bit of background on why we want to do this, on why we created our brand, and really what our vision is. So Carrie, you want to give everybody just a little bit of background on how and why we created A Natural Shift?
First off, I'm glad that several of you are joining us live. If you are, we would love for you to say, hey, if you have any questions, we'll definitely get them answered on Instagram. It's kind of tricky on Facebook, but I've got you pulled up. So if you have a question, please feel free to post it there and we'll try to answer it live for you guys. But I really wanted to give you a glimpse into kind of the progression and why we started A Natural Shift and what it was founded on. So let's go back. We're going to go back maybe 15 years ago because that's really when our journey with wellness started. I think we've always kind of tended toward that, but yet it really started with what we put in our bodies as far as nutrition. And I think Julie kind of started in that area and taught me a little bit how to cook. And I was just really wanting to always learn in these areas. And so kind of go on, right? We have families, our life goes on, and then in comes essential oils. And it was another tool in that tool belt. And we really just felt the need to share this with other people, all the things that we had been learning. And that learning doesn't stop, but yet we wanted to kind of take that out to other people. And so A Natural Shift was probably formed way more than 3 years ago, but we actually brought it to you guys 3 years ago. And it was founded on those daily habits. And that hasn't changed. Daily habits lead to real progress and lasting change. And so we, over the last 3 years, we tried to bring you great content around 3 different areas, and that's nutrition, movement, and natural solutions. And so with this, we've been praying, God, what's next for us? With this community, we're always wanting to really learn that to our own lives and teach others how to do the same. And just how do we do that in the best way? And so we really had this kind of epiphany, if you will. God really spoke to us and said, community is key. Community is key in this type of lifestyle, as with anything else, right? If we have the right people around us and we have the right support, we can do a lot of things. We can do everything that God has called us to do. And so in having this community around habits, we find that we're better together. We can do this better together. And we really look forward to doing this with you. So Julie, what will we cover in this community? Can you give us a little bit more around that?
Yeah, so just to kind of recap what you said, there are 3 pillars of wellness, what we consider the 3 primary pillars of wellness. And those are nutrition, what we feed and fuel our body with, we all know is super important. You probably have heard the phrase, you're either feeding disease or fighting it with what you put into your body. So we know that that is really a foundational piece. The second pillar is movement, getting out, moving our body, and maybe if you don't like the term exercise, a lot of people, don't really connect with that and think of it as like punishment for their bodies. And that is absolutely not what it's meant to be. But our bodies were made and meant to move. That's the way that God intended them. And so we'll be giving you some unique ways that you can do that and incorporate it into your routine to make daily movement a habit, because that's the key here. Is we want to help you build your own unique set of habits, because my habits are going to look different than Carrie's habits, than the next person's habits. And that's what it's all about. We're each uniquely made and individually made. And so we need to have our own unique set of habits. And then the third pillar is natural solutions. Now, there are lots of things that could fall under this category. Of course, our tools like essential oils, our daily supplements, but some other things that fall under this category would be mindset, and how what we're feeding our mind and how we talk to ourselves every day, meditation, journaling, spiritual health. All of those things kind of fall under that third pillar. And this is what we believe leads to an overall wellness-based life, so that we can really be the best version and everything that God intended us to be and created us to be. So that's kind of the foundation, the three pillars that we'll be covering inside the group. And if we're talking about habit creation, Carrie, I would love for you to kind of tell everyone, why and how have habits played a part in your wellness journey? Like, how has that kind of come full circle? Not that you're not always working on these things, but how has creating habits really led to success in some areas of wellness in your life?
Yeah. I think with anything, you kind of start off with a vision of where you want to go, or maybe you see somebody that you think is where you want to be. And it can be super overwhelming. Most of the time you're looking at somebody's chapter 30 and you're starting on chapter 1, and it can just be like, what do I do? How do I get there? And a lot of times you get overwhelmed, but then you have to take it back and look at the smaller things that kind of add up to those bigger things, and over time can produce and bring you to the vision that you want to be at. And so when I look back at my own journey, I just see taking steps of faith, being really intentional about my health. Maybe it's the detoxes that I've done in the past, or maybe it's just the times that I've really said, I want to eliminate this one certain thing from my life for 30 days and just see how I feel. And you're not going to continue that fully, but yet you take something away from it every single time. And I know that that's how our habits are formed. We have these patterns in our life, and a lot of times it comes from our belief. And so I've had to get really clear with what are my beliefs and what are my convictions and what is my vision. And that really has allowed me to, over time, little by little, get to kind of where I want to be. And I don't think we're we can never be all the way there anyway, but I feel like we can continually make these changes and really strive toward that vision of, to me, what God has in store for me and all that He wants me to be. And so I think when you think about habits, you have to realize and take a inventory. And this is very key when you think about starting anything new. You have to know where you are and know where you want to go, and then what stands in between. And you have to look at those daily things and really think, what can I change? Small steps, little by little. And over time, you'll look back and think, wow, I did this, but it didn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight that is really, truly lasting change. But what did I do today that was a little bit different than yesterday? And it moved me a little bit towards where I want to go. So that's kind of what habits have meant in my wellness journey, and what I really hope to help other people with.
Yeah. So I'd like to share just maybe
Yes.
what some habits are that I've created, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about, and how that, just give you some examples and how that has changed things just for me personally in my life. And maybe you can kind of find yourself in this story and in what I'm going to say. But I wanted to also give you guys this quote, which I think is just so important. So John Maxwell, most people know who John Maxwell is, super, super smart. He said, "You will never change your life until you change something that you do every single day," which is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, habits, pretty much everything that we do throughout the day is a habit. A lot of it is subconscious habits. I can't remember the percentage, but it's a pretty high percentage of how many of the things that we do throughout the day are actually subconscious habits, things that we don't even have to think about. And if we're talking about healthy habits, we want to make those healthy habits that we desire a subconscious choice, right? I think that would be all of our goals. So when you're looking at developing a habit, like Carrie said, it's not something that happens overnight. It's in the daily choices. And when you do develop a new habit and it sticks, then that really gives you confidence in other areas, because you start to see, oh, if I can do this, then what else can I do? So I think that's really important. It does really give you confidence once you build one healthy habit. So just an idea of some things that are completely, subconscious habits for me at this point are drinking lots of water every day. And I mean, these are simple things, you guys. It doesn't have to be complicated, but these are things that support my overall health and goals that I have. You can see I never, ever, ever go anywhere without a water bottle. Cheers. And yes,
either.
And if I do, I start to, if somehow I left it somewhere, I start to get panicked. Oh my gosh, I have my water. I'm gonna die or something, which is totally not true. But it's become that much of a habit. Other things, taking my supplements every single day to make sure that I have a really good foundation in my body. One way that I've incorporated that is keeping them out on the counter right where I go and like fill up my water and get coffee and things in the morning. They're right there. They're in sight. So I never forget to take them. So just setting up little small reminders like that. Once you do that over, a week or two's time, then it's, it just becomes like, oh, that's what you do at this time of the day. You go and you get your supplements. I do want to share and mention that I shared a little bit of this on the podcast that was released yesterday, the number one way to form a habit. If you want to listen to that, if you haven't, it's a really quick episode. I think it's like 17 minutes. You can go and take a listen to that. Our podcast, if you're new to that, is called Take the Upgrade. But I shared a way to develop a new habit is to anchor the new habit onto another habit that you already have. So let me give you an example of that. I have been working, and I'm not there yet. I have been working for a little while on incorporating meditation. Well, one of my healthy habits is that I exercise, move my body in some way, shape, or form every single day. That's a non-negotiable. I'm going to do that and fit that in to my day. So since I know I already have that healthy habit, I decided to anchor my meditation onto that and just start with 5 minutes. So every day after I exercise, I do 5 minutes of meditation. Now, if I'm being completely honest, sometimes I'm like, oh, I've got other things I need to do, and I'll skip the meditation because I haven't formed that, I'm going to do it no matter what, full habit yet, but it's a work in progress, right? And I think one thing that we're so hard on ourselves sometimes, we're like, oh, I didn't succeed at that. Oh, I didn't do that. And we think we fail. But I just said this to somebody yesterday. All failure is feedback. Failure is just feedback of how you need to tweak, modify, and change moving forward. So if we can view it a little bit differently and think, it's just feedback. It's okay. What do I need to do tomorrow to make this habit stick or to get a little bit closer to that? Then, and that's the mindset piece, right? And we'll be talking a lot about mindset in the group as well. So that's just kind of an idea of some ways that I've incorporated healthy habits and maybe some things that you can begin to think around. But like Carrie said, it all starts with awareness, right? What are the habits that you have now, and where do you want to make modifications? That's what we'll be starting with, that foundation in the community. So now you're probably wondering, like, what is this community about? What else are you going to be talking about, and how can you get in on it? So Carrie, do you want to tell them a little bit about the community and how they can get in and be connected?
Sure. So as we kind of have gone over, community is really key in this type of lifestyle. And what we've been sharing, and if you've been following along with us, we're so glad that you're here following along right now. But we just want to invite you in really to that community. And it's going to be similar to a lot of the stuff that you know us for. We live this lifestyle and we want to share it with you, right? But we know how important community is, and we really had a tug on our heart to help form that. And so that's exactly what this is. It's going to be very similar to that, right? But we want to be more intentional about these habits because we know that's what's going to take you where you are, from where you are to where you want to go. So a little bit more about this community and what it's going to look like. It will be a place that we can gather mostly on Facebook. We will have some resources outside of Facebook. There will be weekly classes by us. We might invite somebody to come on. We really want to share more real life stories. So as this goes on and we have people that have been following and kind of implementing these things, we want to spotlight them and share their stories. There'll be challenges that you can kind of challenge yourself with, whatever it might be for you. Lots of different ideas there, accountability in that. There'll obviously be inspiration, support in there. And we really want to uncover what's going on and why you haven't been doing what you want to do, right? If you want to go somewhere in your health, or you want to feel a different way, you want to show up a different way in the world, why hasn't that really happened yet? Because that's where you have to start before you can really go where you want to. So we're going to definitely be doing that, and really just seeing what area of your health you want to start with, because we've got to look at the whole picture, yes, but you have to start somewhere. So we're really going to encourage you to start in one place and move out from there, because it's just like light switches, right? You just kind of turn one on and then you can see a little bit better, right? And our attention, wherever it goes, it's like a little light bulb, and kind of everything gets lit up and it's very nurtured in that area. So that's where we're going to start. And, as Julie said, we're going to lay a strong foundation, and anybody that comes into the community, we want them to go through that foundation, because that's where you start. And then obviously we'll go from there into different areas. But as a whole, our mission is really wellness at a local and global level. And that's why we want to bring this to you online, so that we can impact people globally. But there's also plans to do things in person as well. So workshops, perhaps conferences in the future. We want to help you and want to bring this community together as much as possible. And so a little bit more about how this will work as far as a community. So it's going to be a monthly membership type of community. So we have some special founding member spots, which is the first 25 people that decide they want to join us in this. They're going to get it at a discounted rate for the first 2 years. So that'll be $10 per month. And then if you want to pay annually, you'll save on 2 months membership. So that'll be $100 a year for the founding members. And after those spots are gone, it'll be $15 a month or $150 annually if you want to save on 2 months again. So we're really excited to put this out. This begins on October 15th. So if you want more information, you can definitely visit our website at naturalshift.com/community. You can check out what we have there. If you have any questions, you can message us. If you think of anybody that would love to do this with you, you can share this video out. We're going to post this on our Facebook page. It'll stay there. On Instagram, you might want to head on over to our website, where we'll put it on that community page that I just shared with you. And we want you to know that this is something we've been praying for, and we hope that you will join us in this. We hope that you'll link arms with us and really take this vision of wellness that we need, that we know everyone needs, this nation, this world. We need to take better care of ourselves, and we need to make health a habit again, and we need to make ourselves a priority again. And so that's exactly why we are following God's lead in this, and really putting our time and effort and focus and just heart into it. So that's all for now. I think that we've given you a preview at least. Follow along with us. We'd love to introduce you to this. If you're not ready yet, keep following along. And whenever you're ready for this, we're ready for you. We're ready to welcome you into the community. So anything else, Julie? Any parting words?
Yeah, I just want to say we really wanted to make this community affordable for everyone. This is, but also to say that $10 is super affordable. $15 is super affordable, and you are totally worth that, right? I mean, it's really all about investing in yourself. And sometimes, I know I've found this in myself, sometimes when we invest and we, put money, whether it's a small amount or a larger amount, that really makes us pay attention, and that makes us go, okay, you're basically showing I'm worth this. I'm going to invest in this. And then you're going to take the steps that you need to move the needle forward.
Yeah.
So we just want you to know that we are here for you, and we are excited and hope that you will join us. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you soon.
Alrighty. Bye, everyone.
Sorry.
That's all right.